Welcome back, everybody. I hope you all had a fantastic day out there. There are two things that I want to accomplish in this video. Number one being the Q4 XRP markets report is out now, and I want to go over it at a glance, right? Get you all the important details you need, and then I'm going to leave it in a linked comment below along with the stellar 2024 strategy report, so you guys can go over these two reports if you want, word for word. Now again, I like to not waste anyone's time. I don't want to waste my time either because I've already read these reports, so I'm going to pick and choose some of the more important details as I view them, right? Again, you should go back and read through these reports. If you're invested in XRP and you're invested in XLM, it is always important to know, what is happening with the ecosystem. Are we seeing growth? What is their vision going forward? And I will tell you, after reading both these reports, it just reconfirms the fact that I am extremely bullish on these two digital assets. And as we sit here at 51 cents on an XRP and 10 cents, just under 11 cents for XLM, I could not be more bullish on these highly discounted digital assets. Now let's get straight into this. We've got Q4 2023 markets report. And I want to start right here. Ripple publishes this report, guys, to provide transparency. And no matter what the fudders say, they call XRP a scam, they call Ripple scammers and dumping XRP on us. Guys, these are two of the most, if not the most, transparent companies in all of cryptocurrency. So with that being said, as an XRP holder, as I am, and I know many of you are as well, Ripple says they do believe proactive communication and transparency are just part of being a responsible stakeholder. I couldn't agree more. Now let's get into this. Q4 2023. It was historical for not just Ripple, but crypto and the broader macro assets. The DC Circuit's Court rejection of SEC's case against Grayscale spot Bitcoin ETF application, that sparked the crypto rally at the end of October. Then we saw Fed's stance towards interest rates resulting in a broader market rally. US stocks and bonds, they started to spark and take off a bit. Now, despite efforts by SEC to stall approvals of Bitcoin ETFs, we got approval for 11 applications. They were granted across the board. On the first day of trading, Bitcoin ETF volume rose to 4.5 billion with a B, with blue chip firms like BlackRock and Fidelity dominating trading volume. It is still early in the innings, as they say, and we've got a long ways to go, but definitely one of the most, and I've heard recent reports of this being the most successful ETF launch in history. I'm not going to go over CZ. We all know what happened there, right? But we do want to talk about this right here. Spot XRP volumes rebounded strongly over Q4, with daily trading reaching 600 million a day. That is up 75 to 100% from the lows on Q3. This is in line with the rest of the market, which also saw Bitcoin volumes up 88% Q over Q, quarter over quarter, and ETH up 140% quarter over quarter. So looking forward, 2024 is a year with several potentially large-scale shifts in the market structure as the market for approved ETF develops as a signal of increased institutional adoption, interest in conjunction with investors' appetite for BTC proxies. With that being said, we all know what happened July 13th, right? Ripple notched that major victory against SEC, send them back home crying, as we are holding an XRP in our hands right now, or in our wallets, that is in and itself not a security. Applause, applause. Under federal law, that is the case. And this court also held that a majority of Ripple's sales and distributions of XRP did not constitute investment contracts and were therefore lawful, including XRP transactions on crypto exchanges going forward. Ripple had major licensing wins. Licensing framework have helped establish regulatory clarity, attracting companies, entrepreneurs, investments, and fostering sustainable innovation. So in Q4, Ripple obtained licenses in major markets, including full major payment institution license granted by Monetary Authority of Singapore. That was huge. And its registration of virtual asset service provider by Central Bank of Ireland. That was huge. And to date, Ripple holds a NY bit license that has secured money transmitter licenses in nearly 40 jurisdictions in US. And how could anyone possibly be bearish on Ripple? Now, moving on, convictions and enforcement actions shook up the industry in Q4, specifically in the US SEC Chair Gary Gensler's regulation by enforcement, right? Not true laws out there, but just going after companies by enforcement. And so we know what happened with lawsuits with both Coinbase and Kraken, charging these companies with operating as unregistered security exchanges and going after them and everyone else, as well as Binance. Now, I'm not going to go over the FTX and SBF thing. We all know what happened there. And a lot of this, guys, is review, but it's something that we need to brush up on and stay up on top of this stuff before we get into the metrics, data, and numbers. But globally, the industry continued to see positive momentum in Dubai Financial Services Authority open external applications for tokens to become approved for Dubai International Finance Center. XRP was one of the first tokens approved by DFSA, and licensed firms within the DIFC can now integrate XRP into their virtual asset services, potentially unlocking faster and more efficient global value exchange, which was absolutely huge as well. Last year was obviously big for UK too. They're extremely crypto friendly, and they announced it will launch digital security sandbox, which includes debt, equity, and money market instruments within the sandbox scope. Going forward, let's do a deep dive in XRP. XRP markets. All right, so chart one, what are we looking at? So after reaching historical 90-day lows of 45%, realized XRP volatility began steadily increasing, almost doubling in mid-November. The primary reason for this was a significant surge in XRP's price, which mirrored the overall cryptocurrency market in October and November, reflecting the heightened anticipation of those BTC ETFs. So we saw what happened there. Essentially, buy the rumor, sell the news is what happened. You know, Bitcoin started running up big time, and then what happened is it rallied right before the ETFs. A bunch of small fish retail investors got in, got flushed out, and the market felt like it literally died like the next 2-3 weeks because there was so much FUD in the air. Like the Bitcoin ETFs were a nothing burger when literally these were the best, quite possibly the best ETF launch in history. And we see the numbers, right? So major token price and volume, we saw BTC Bitcoin at 42K. We saw Ethereum at 2,281. We saw an XRP at 61 cents, BNB, ADA, all those I'm not going to cover. So chart 2 shows Q4, which saw increased trading volumes of XRP spot pairs, starting with an average daily spot volume, listen to this, guys, 300 to 450 million. In Q3, volumes doubled in Q4 in November before setting around 600 million at the end of the year. And so overall in Q4 increased 75 to 100% from the lows of Q3. Guys, this is massive, massive growth here. Now chart 3, the percentage share of volumes traded through fiat pairs in Q4 remains similar to the previous quarter, hovering around 15%. The vast majority of XRP trading activity is currently with stablecoins, of which mostly are trading against USDT. Chart 4 here, XRP volume has been migrating slowly from Binance to other exchanges like Bybit, and I did a video where I talked about this here today. We saw, I believe, 40 million moved out of Bybit to an unknown wallet. So we're seeing a lot of movement, a lot of whales out there. The state of XRPL, state of XRP ledger. Let's get into this. Q4, validator voting process of the XLS30 commenced on XRP ledger XRPL. That was huge. This amendment adds a non-custodial automated market maker, which is what we're waiting on, as a native feature for the XRPL's decentralized exchange. The XLS30 can help enhance liquidity and market efficiency, acting as the liquidity aggregators and making funds available based on predefined algorithms. And we're looking at making potential passive income there as well. As new amendments and developments were made on the XRPL, security audits played a vital role to ensure that the software meets industry standards. So we had reports for EVM sidechains and XLS38 cross-chain bridge. The results did not find any critically or high severity issues, and all the reports are listed here, all as transparent. Lastly, we have several notable projects in the community which brought more innovation and use cases to and utility to XRPL. Those are beautiful words. Uphold launched its self-custody wallet vault that will initially support XRP with plans to expand to Bitcoin in the beginning of next year. Then we have DApp Radar announced the integration of XRPL enabled access data and insights on apps within the XRPL ecosystem, tracking their performance and key metrics. And Protocol announced its integration with XRPL, making it a primary Oracle provider for XRPL's mainnet and EVM sidechain. This is something that obviously we need. And then Atato Digital Asset Custody plans to integrate with Kronos Chain and the XRPL, streamlining coding processes to protect and support tokens across both EVM and non-EVM chains. On-chain activity, let's check it out. Let's look at the data. Last quarter, on-chain transactions increased by 34%. And number of wallets increased by 30%, respectively. Those are great numbers. Notably, the NFT use case continued to gain traction as well, with more than 5 million mints and more than 1 million sales, totaling 10 million in sell volume. More than half of all time NFTs minted took place in Q4, increasing, check this out, more than 400% compared to Q3. Looking at the transactions, 90 million in Q3 2024 and a huge uptick, plus 34% to 121 million in 2023. Take that, fudders who say that we are not growing. Look at the transaction growth there. Then we take a look at the burns. XRP burns from transaction fees, 243,000 versus coming up about 317,000. But we are getting increases nonetheless at 30%. You can't complain there. Average cost of transaction nearly the same. Average XRP closing price around the same, about plus 7% up, and so forth. New wallets increased 32%. Guys, we are growing. This talks about how we did have unauthorized transactions moving XRP out of several wallets belonging to Ripple co-founder Chris Larson. Look, law firm got involved. They took care of it quickly. Everything has been taken care of. Nothing to worry about there. In all reality, this just got more eyes on XRP, in my personal opinion, because you see that FUD for a little bit, but guess what, guys? The more people that are talking about us, the better the algorithm works, to be honest with you. So let them talk all they want as long as they're using our name. As the saying goes, there is no bad publicity. Ripple XRP holdings. Now, this is important for anyone that doesn't understand this to listen very closely, because this is something that we get flooded on all year, every year. Ripple reports information about XRP's holding at the beginning of the quarter and last day of the quarter. Its holdings fall into two categories, guys. XRP that currently has available in its wallets, and XRP that is subject to on-ledger escrow lockups that will be released each month over the next 42 months. Now, this is important right here. For this latter category, Ripple does not have access to that XRP until escrow releases it to Ripple on a monthly basis, and the vast majority of XRP is released and put back into escrow each month, and then the leftovers is generally sold to institutional partners. That's it. So all the lies that you hear out there or that are told about us dumping on the market, dumping on Ripple, are totally bullshit lies. Now, September 30th, 2023, total XRP held by Ripple was 5,258,162,324, and total XRP subject to on-ledger escrow was 41,300,000,000. Then December 31, 2023, total XRP held by Ripple, 5,077,000,000, is just over 5 billion. And the total XRP subject to on-ledger escrow is around 41 billion. So that is XRP in a nutshell. Let's quickly go over Stellar's strategy report for 2024 before we get out of here. Extremely bullish, as 10 years ago, Stellar Network began a decentralized payment network with infrastructure, features, and tools that needed to enable fast, affordable, efficient payments, guys. Now, on the cusp of decades of success, we are taking that next step to pursue in Stellar Development's foundation mission of greater access of the financial system. So going on, what I really want to cover in this one's going to be a little bit easier, because from everything I've read, the biggest thing we are looking at here is building a flourishing Soroban ecosystem. And who can't be bullish on smart contracts coming to Stellar? They're establishing a best-in-class developer experience, and they are developing a roadmap for future of Stellar governments. So they are looking to expand functionality and scalability to make Soroban a top-tier smart contracts platform and increase adoption of priority use cases through strategic go-to-market. Prioritize safety with Soroban ecosystem, implement a network of monitoring strategy, develop a roadmap for long-term scalability and sustainability of Stellar, and develop a prototype privacy solution. Every year, they say, as we track progress in an open, transparent way through our quarterly reports, two of the most transparent companies, bar none, in the market are Ripple and Stellar, still kicking ass and will continue to kick ass as we are seeing growth here. We've got Stellar bringing smart contracts to Soroban. We got AMMs coming to the XRPL. The community is roaring after recent FUD. We are still pushing ahead, and I am extremely bullish, guys, for the rest of 2020. Let me know all your thoughts, your opinions, your comments on these market reports. As you drop an X in the comment section, click that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Guys, we will see you all in the next one.